lot of family businesses, they don't take advantage of, paying their kids. And like, why would I pay my kids? That's funny. Well, I mean, it's an added expense for you that
Yeah.
you can write off later. And they're doing work. Obviously, they're doing work, right? You're not just giving them money. You're actually making them work, showing that they actually did work, and then put them on a payroll. They are able to, save money for retirement.
Ray, welcome back. Here we are.
Here we are.
So last episode, we talked about partnership structure, tax implications. We are on our last topic covering family business tax strategy under business structure and setup, right? This is always an interesting one. You have a family, you grew up in a family business. We see and encounter a lot of different things. I've advised a lot of folks in family businesses. Some people will have great ideas, some have horrible ideas. Some people don't understand tax strategy, feel like they just could spend money and whatnot. It just gets wild. In your position, Ray, what do you see when your parents do with the taxes that most family business owners miss? This is critical because a lot of folks don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't hire their kids. They make them do slave labor.
What?
I mean, I did it for a long time, man. So, it should be one to talk. But yeah, I think that a lot of family businesses, they don't take advantage of, paying their kids. And like, they're like, why would I pay my kids? That's funny. Well, I mean, it's an added expense for you that you can write off later, and they're doing work. Obviously, they're doing work, right? You're not just giving them money. You're actually making them work, showing that they actually did work, and then put them on a payroll. They are able to, save money for retirement, especially like a very young age. I mean, we're not talking like, like they were just born and all of a sudden you hire them. Like it's just
People
it
done
just
that.
won't work that way.
About that today.
That's not. It's almost impossible to justify that your kid worked, like 5 hours when it was just born like 2 weeks ago. So but hiring your kids, they do it anyway. They're most likely like helping out like restaurants, right? Like, people are going around bussing tables or what have you. Or, you have a gym and, they're cleaning up, they're on the mat or what have you. Or, in my case, I was doing data entry
Yeah.
for, the taxes when I was younger, answering phone calls, put them on payroll, pay them, and you get the deductions as well. And then they can actually use that money, put in a 401k that you set up for them. And then, wealth building begins at, how young do you want? How young do you want it to be legally, right? So yeah, that's one of the tax advantages that a lot of people just don't think about. It is a little bit more set up, obviously, because you do have to employ a payroll system and what have you. But it's huge because you think about how when people talk about investing, right? The younger you start, the easier it is, the more you get over time. So if they're starting at like 10 years old, 5 years old, and over time, by the time they're 18, they could potentially become, millionaires
Yeah.
by 18.
Yeah. They could
If
do
you're
it right. Yeah.
consistently putting in a 401k, they max out their 401k because it's earned income. And then you got a tax deduction. They get like $1 million. It's a win-win. Like, well, what's there not to do? Like,
And
what's there
then
not to do?
it comes down to this, right? Most families do none of it because nobody told them how they could do it. And guess
Yeah.
who could do it? A guy named Ray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, like, we have more strategies than just, hiring our kids and stuff. We can
right,
show you,
right. But as it relates to this
but
topic of family business tax
yes.
strategy, more
Yeah.
should take advantage of it, right? Because if
Right.
you're doing it and you are having someone do data entry, filing paperwork, using
Yeah.
AI, which I heard some of my clients do now too. I got my kids doing this because I'm not a techie guy, but I got them
Right.
using Claude or Chat GPT to do stuff for me. I'm like, are you paying them? No, they're doing it as a favor. Pay
Right.
them.
Yeah.
You're going to save money. You
Yes.
hire them,
Yes.
put that money to a 401k. So, and it ties back into what you said earlier, right, Ray? Be smart, be thoughtful,
Right.
be educated, right? And I think, as we close out this series for business structure and setup, this last one and talking to family business tax strategy, this is where you come in, Ray, with a lot of what you bring to the table and these discussion points and topics. And I want to remind everybody, right? I've worked with Ray for many, I've known Ray forever. We've worked together on some of our stuff, my stuff, and also clients and shared clients. And we've gone through the gamut. And Ray has been really clear, organized, disciplined, with everything that he shared with a lot of folks. And it's saved people, you know, money, especially with understanding tax code, tax write-offs, and tax benefits, right?
Right.
That
Right.
is there that the government allows us to use. So Ray, just want to just say thank you. This has been
Of
eye-opening
course.
for even for me to as a refresher, but a lot of folks that are listening in, again, guys, like this, subscribe, follow, comment, book Ray, request them for a one-on-one. He will give you those 10 to 15 minutes to understand what you're looking for. And then from there, you guys could engage and talk through what that would look like. But Ray, I just want to say thank you again. This has been valuable. We got more episodes that we're going to talk about with more topics. Until then, thank you so much. And, have a great day, my friend.
Thank you, Erwin, for doing this.
Talk soon.
It's been so helpful. Thank you.